Everyone, today I'm going to take you on a tour of my kitchen. It's one of my favorite places in my house and one I get asked about a lot, so welcome to my tiny kitchen. So let's start with the outside of the actual kitchen island. I have a couple of stools, as you can see here. And one of my favorite little things that we included in this kitchen was this little extra access panel. Just open this up and I have room for all of the things that I don't use all that often. I have some pie plates and cake pans. I keep my candles there, some extra things for my KitchenAid stand mixer, just extra storage containers. Way more than I need. I really need to go through this and get rid of this because I don't actually need it. But this little cupboard here, this little drawer, is amazing because it allows me to hide everything when I don't need it. So I actually have a ton of counter space in my kitchen, and I love to cook, so that was really important to me. Lots of storage and lots of places to do my cooking and things. One of the things I love about this kitchen is the number of drawers that I have. It's not a lot for a standard size kitchen, but for me it's awesome because I am able to put my pots in this drawer, which is great. I have my frying pans and some more pots in here. And then in this drawer is, I guess, what I would call my extra utensils and junk drawer. So, you know, I just keep measuring cups and my can openers. I keep my knives in here, and I just basically just bought these little plastic containers from the dollar store, and they work really well. Then we move over to my stove. My stove is, let me add a little extra light, is an apartment size range, gas range, and you know what, it's amazing. I'm baking bread today and it fits in there no problem. I did have to buy a new pizza pan because my existing one didn't actually fit in here, so I had to buy a smaller size, but my cookie sheets fit in there. They just have to go in this way versus this way, but otherwise no problem, and it works great. Bottom of the drawer, a bottom drawer of my stove just holds the usual stuff that yours would too. It holds my oven mitts and this tiny little cookie sheet, which actually belongs to a set, a kid's kitchen toy set that from IKEA. My sister-in-law brought it for me, and she thought she was being funny, but actually I use it all the time. It's perfect for heating things up and I love it. So shame, you know, the joke's on cornered storage, as you saw from the other side, but on this side it all opens up, and in there I have all of the things that I use on a regular basis. I have some my lunch containers. I like to use these glass ones so that I can heat things up in the microwave. I keep my measuring cups, my muffin tins, and these really cute little mixing bowls that I use all the time. So I just keep everything in here. Again, as you can see, there's tons of storage in here, way more than I probably need. And that's one of the things about being really thoughtful when you're planning your kitchen, because you want to make sure that you include as much storage as possible. Could have gone with the Lazy Susan, but I didn't want to because in my experience, Lazy Susans really are wasted space because things fall behind there and then you can't reach them and it's just a mess. So I preferred to just have the open shelving with the door at the back. You can see the other side of it right there, and that's much more functional for me. So that's what I did in my little tiny house. Keep my cutlery in this drawer, and I just got this wire cutlery holder from the thrift store. Actually, it was like 50 cents or something, and it works perfectly for me. You'll notice I have soft close cupboard doors and drawers, which is awesome. And then if you're wondering where my garbage and recycling goes, you don't really need to see in my garbage, but that's my recycling and my garbage can, and they all go in this little drawer, this little cupboard. It's really handy. And also, the favorite parts of my kitchen is this farmhouse style sink. It's from IKEA actually. Originally, the sink that was sourced was quite a bit more expensive, but I had seen these at IKEA and I just loved it. This is the single basin sink, which is awesome for me. I don't need 2 basins. I didn't want to give up any of the counter space in order to have a bigger sink, and this one is huge. I have this little gray draining rack that I keep there all the time just for washing individual cups and things like that. And if I have bigger dish load to do, I'll show you what I do. I also have this great little window above my sink. You'll see that it's very snowy out there. It is Calgary, it is Canada, so it is cold. But it's nice and cozy in here. And I have this really cute little ornament, I guess, that my best friend brought me back from Italy. It says Attente al gatto, which means beware of cat. And if you saw my cat, you would know you have nothing to worry about. She's basically just a little pillow. Cutest little soap container right here. It's adorable. It's got a little pump, and I just put my Method dish soap in there, and then this little scrubby brush, which I gotta admit is mostly just for show because I don't really need it. My sink has the little hose that comes out with the sprayer nozzle, and yeah, got the little mat in here that I got from the dollar store. It tends to get stained whenever I wash dishes with like tomato sauce in it. Meh, I guess that's just stink. I have a lot of storage as well. You'll see that I have my composting bin, the cat food, have some cleaning supplies back there. Got this cute little rack from HomeSense. I think it was HomeSense, Bed Bath & Beyond, and I keep the kitty treats in there. Shouldn't shake that because she'll come a running. And my cleaning solution that I use for pretty much everything. And I have a little basket that I keep my potatoes and onions. Right now there's just one lonely potato and one lonely onion, which is really sad. When I have a bigger dish load to do, I use this rack, or I just pull this little mat out. Whoops. And I just use that. I got that from IKEA as well. This was from the dollar store. Again, tons of storage. I could hang another one of those little things on here, but I don't actually need the room. So that's what's under the cabinet, where I keep my appliances. So I love to cook, and there's certain appliances I could not do without. The ones that are under my cupboard are my Instant Pot. I love my Instant Pot. I make everything in there. I make my beans from dry. I make yogurts, stews, pretty much anything you can make on your stove, you can make in your Instant Pot. One of my favorite little things is this cast iron, enamel coated cast iron Cuisinart baking dish. I'm actually going to be using that to bake my bread in today. It makes it great, nice and crusty on the outside and soft on the inside. Very yummy. I bought this little rack here from Bed Bath & Beyond, and I keep extra plates, my cutting boards and such in there. I have my, I don't know if you can see it, but my, what the heck is that thing called? My Cuisinart thingy. I don't know, can't remember. I have an air fryer. I wasn't sure about air fryers, didn't know if I'd like it, didn't know if it would be useful at all. I ended up buying one. It was the least expensive one that they had at Walmart. It actually is awesome. I recommend it to everybody. These things are amazing for cooking things quickly. I mean, it's just me, and I like to just have quick meals. This thing cooks everything: potatoes, chicken nuggets, whatever you would cook in the oven, roast in the oven, vegetables, you can cook in that. It's amazing. One of my favorite appliances, and the one I use probably every week, is I use my Instant Pot probably every week. The air fryer probably gets used once a week at least, and my Vitamix, absolutely. I make a ton of sauces, from soaked cashews, creamy sauces for pasta and soups. So my Vitamix is in there. I got a little tiny little food processor. That's what that is. And bought a cheap little George Foreman lean green grilling machine from the thrift store, and use that whenever I want to make like a little toasted sandwich or something like that. But that is what is under. It's Christmas. That's my tiny house Christmas tree. It's cute, and I don't need anything bigger. Anyways, so let's go over what's on top of the cabinets. First of all, I just wanted to point out that I do have a hood fan. I think that's really important in a small space, because when you're cooking, it releases a lot of moisture. So you want to make sure that you have good ventilation. So that was a non-negotiable, and it's awesome. It really takes care of that. I never have any moisture on my windows or anything like that. I got this little box from IKEA, this little wooden box. This cookie jar actually we had when I was a little kid, and it was something that I took from my childhood home. I love it. I will have it forever. I will hand it down to my kids. They love it too. It's pretty awesome. I love this little framed tea towel here. I actually bought this from, where did I buy it? Anthropology, and it's just so cute, and it's exactly my philosophy in life. Life is what you bake it, and you should bake regularly and yummy stuff. Along, I just keep a few things on the counter, just the utensils that I use the most often, and some paper towels. And then I made these little curtains from tea towels that I found at Pier 1 here in Canada. There's this really cute little store called Pier 1. I love them because I love these little tassels. So they amused me. And you know what? Life is too short not to be amused. So then we move over to another favorite. I mean, this is incredible. I only kept one set of dishes when I downsized, when I moved out of my townhouse, when I sold it to build my tiny house. And it was this Fiestaware dish set that I had gotten, let's see, probably 25 years ago. And so it was the only set I wanted to keep. I love the colors, and I wanted to show it off. So I have a friend who's a carpenter and a craftsman actually, and so I asked him to build me this. It's built from walnut. It's incredible. The workmanship that he did on it is just amazing, and it just shows off my dishes so much. I have a little ivy plant. Oh my God, my plants are doing so well. They love me. They love it here. Plants love tiny houses. There, you heard it here first. And I have my mugs here. I only have 4 out. I have a few smaller ones tucked away. I got these little glasses also at Anthropology. They were in the clearance section, and they're just so cute. And they have all the colors of my dishes, so I got those. I keep my teas and my coffee, and then some of the things I use the most often. I have my lentils, my nutritional yeast, or nooch, or vegan crack, as we like to call it. Some more lentils, sugar, and some oats. I found these 2 little bowls actually at Winners, and they were so adorable. They're great for cereal, though so are these. This was so much fun. I found this one at a thrift store in Cranbrook, BC, and it's a cream container, but I actually use it to keep my coffee scoop in. You'll see my wine glasses. A very important thing to have wine and glasses to drink your wine in a tiny house. And then I found this microwave on Wayfair, and I just fell in love with it. I mean, come on. Now, that is the cutest thing you've ever seen. It's perfect, it's tiny, it does everything I need it to do, and I love it. Then, some of my countertop appliances. I don't keep a lot on my countertop, but I have my Smeg Kettle. This thing is amazing. It's so handy, and I mean, it's adorable. My KitchenAid stand mixer is also something that I use on a regular basis, probably several times a month. I just used it to knead my bread dough for the sourdough bread that I'm making, so it's very, very handy and beautiful, which is why I wanted to leave it out. I mean, the color is just gorge. And then I have a Smeg toaster. And then my little Keurig coffee pot. This is amazing. I use these little filters, these little reusable cups, and fill it with the coffee, and then make my coffee every day this way. That way I am reducing my impact to the environment and still being able to properly caffeinate myself, because as we all know, that is very important. You're asking, where do you keep your cold food? I'm so glad you asked that question. I have this beautiful fridge. It is, I believe it's almost 12 cubic feet. It's taller than standard, but narrower. So it's not quite the size of a standard fridge, but it's pretty close. What I really wanted was a freezer on the bottom, and I wanted drawers. And that's exactly what I was able to get. So there's just so much storage space in there. Again, it's just me. You would think that there were 5 people living here with the amount of food I have, but I like sweet. The inside of the fridge, in case you were wondering, here's a picture that nobody asked for, but I just wanted to show how much storage there was in here. There's lots of storage for, you know, your cold stuffs, chocolate, because, you know, chocolate and wine, and then storage in the drawer. As an aside, again, that nobody asked for, if anybody is looking for an amazing non-dairy eggnog, I highly recommend Califia Farms. Very yummy. I always keep a jug of water in the fridge so that I can properly hydrate, and yeah, that is my fridge. Because of the height of the loft, I couldn't fit a cupboard above the fridge. I probably wouldn't have anyways, because I mean, that's usually wasted space. I'm not that tall. I could never reach anything. But what I do keep in here is my cookie sheets. So it's a perfect spot to just slide them in. They're out of the way, and they're perfect. I realized that I forgot to tell you about one little thing that's really cool and hidden in my kitchen. So shh, don't tell anybody it's here. But I actually have the coolest little pop-up drawer. How about that, eh? That's awesome. And I keep my foil wrap and my parchment paper. I do have plastic wrap, but I don't use it very often. I've been trying to switch to these silicone little zip lock replacement bags, and they've been pretty awesome. And actually, I've also been, I should show you these. You can also order these little silicone lids. I got mine from Amazon, and this is a small one for a can, but they also come in bigger sizes. You can put them over pie plates, dinner plates, whatever bowls that you're going to be putting in your fridge, and you don't want to put plastic on. So those are pretty cool. That was the tour of my kitchen. I hope you liked it. I love my kitchen. I cook and bake a lot. Like I say, it's just me, but I still like to do it. So whenever my boys come over, or I have company, or I'm going to see somebody, I cook and take the leftovers there, so I don't have a ton of stuff in my fridge, though I like leftovers for lunch. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about it, just let me know, and don't forget to subscribe. I hear I'm supposed to say that, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.